Hey you! Here we go, YouTube! Baby! Hold up! What's going on, family? How we doing? Let's turn this music down. Let's get some cooking going on. You know, it's hard for me to stop dancing because that music comes in. I'll be ready to go. Okay. But anyway, today we're gonna make a little bit of cornbread. Nothing special. Just some cornbread. Old school cornbread. With a little new school flavor. You know? Not the grandma cornbread recipe, the secret recipe that you can't share. I'm about to share everything right now. So this is a family recipe though, and my family loves it. And maybe you can give it a try. You can twerk it however you want to do it, but let's make it. So in this cornbread is going to be sour cream. That's the secret ingredient. That dry cornbread you've been eating all this time, it's over. Get rid of it. All right. Okay, so let's just take it from the top. So I'm going to start this off with a cup of sour cream. I got Daisy sour cream. You can use whatever sour cream you want to use. And it's just a cup. I'm a cook, so I really don't measure, but I'm going to tell you how much you need to put in. All right? So we're going to go with a cup of that. All right? So we got a cup of sour cream here, and we're going to add eggs. Got to have some eggs in there, right? So we're going to add 2 eggs. All right? 2 eggs in there. Make it good. All right? See how that goes. We're going to stir that up a little bit. As you can see, it's just going to get it stirred up a little bit. Nothing crazy, nothing crazy. Egg and sour cream. Easy breezy. Easy breezy. All right, so we got that. And now we're going to add a stick of melted butter. Get that butter in there. Yep, get that butter in there. And just stir it up, you know. This is an easy recipe, but this is a delicious cornbread that I'm sure your family is going to love. All right? Let's see. All right, look at that milk. The music be having it out. Oh, my fault. Okay, so anyway, I'm putting 3/4 cup of milk in here. Vitamin D whole milk, you can use 2%, you can use whatever you need. All right, whatever you got in the house, go with it. All right, so we're gonna add the milk, right? It's gonna be a little liquidy, creamy consistency here. All right, and so then you're gonna add the cornbread in, and you know, you can use whatever cornbread you want to use. Most time I use cornmeal, but you can use Jiffy, whatever you want to use. If you use Jiffy, you're gonna add 2 boxes. All right. And so I'm gonna put that in there. All right. Want to mix that up. Get it going on. And I let you know what the secret ingredient was. And so with cornbread, you know, you mix, but it ain't cake. So you ain't trying to make it crazy. It ain't gotta be super, super smooth. It's cornbread. You feel me? But I gave you the secret ingredient of the sour cream, and it's not a big secret anymore these days. But a few other secrets I got that ain't big secrets either. One of them is 2 tablespoons of honey. No big deal, right? Just 2 tablespoons. And like I said, I'm a cook, so I don't need to measure this, but it's 2 tablespoons, all right? So just so you know with the recipe, you got the 1 cup of sour cream, you got 2 eggs, you got a stick of butter, you got cornbread mix. Like I said, if you use Jiffy, it's gonna be 2 boxes. Honey, it's gonna be 2 tablespoons, right? You wanna mix that in, get it going on, and then what I add is, this is brown sugar here, right here, brown sugar. And you don't want a lot because you don't want no brown cornbread. But yo, you want to add a nice fat tablespoon of brown sugar. You know? It's cornbread. You don't want it to be cake. You don't want it that sweet, but you need to have it, you know, tasty. And I also add a tablespoon of regular white sugar, right? I always put a teaspoon of vanilla in there, you know? And I'm gonna put like a half teaspoon because I'm gonna add a couple other things in here. All right, I'm gonna add a half teaspoon of coconut flavor. That's just me, you know, and this is totally up to you. And I'm gonna add a half teaspoon of banana flavor. I'm a flavor guy, okay? And we're gonna mix that up. Right, but you know, the flavorings is totally up to you. It's not required. If you need to omit that, that's fine. That's gonna be your choice, your decision. The banana and the coconut, I think, gives my cornbread just like a little something. You know what I'm saying? When people taste it, they be like, I taste something. Wait, is that banana? What is that? It's cornbread, all right? So then we want to get our pan ready. Okay, we've already got our oven preheated to 400, and we're going to cook this probably 400 for probably about 20 minutes. It's not that much. All right? So I just got a regular tin pan here. That's all you really need. You can use Pam spray, or you can use a little butter. So I got the butter in the microwave. I like to melt it a little bit, put some in the bottom of the pan. You know, I don't want to deal with stuck, sticking cornbread. You feel me? It's just not good. All right, so we got that going. We're gonna dump that in here, a little bit of that. Get the whole bottom of this pan nice and see that? Want to get it all around the bottom. And what people don't realize, you do want to get a little bit on the side, so you tip that pan a little bit. You don't want that cornbread sticking. You put all this work in here and you can't even get the bread out of the package. You know what I'm saying? We got other plates we use for serving that are bougie, but we're just cooking this, so it don't have to be all that. You feel me? All right, so you got this cornbread mixer, and as you can see here, there's still some lumps in there, but it's cornbread, not cake. All right? So you're gonna just dump this right in here. As you can see, I'm gonna get it all out, all in there. Don't worry about dropping stuff on the floor. All right, so you got the cornbread in there. And then, so I feel like I'm making a cake. You know how you shake that cake pan at the bottom so everything can settle, get rid of the bubbles? You don't have to do that with the cornbread. You just want to get this oven open, and you want to get this cornbread inside. You want to get it cooking. So I got the oven on 400 degrees, and I'm going to cook the cornbread for probably 20 minutes, but I'm going to keep an eye on it, you know? When I cook for my family, I make a bigger batch, so it cooks a little longer. But for this batch, this is all I'm gonna really need. So you're gonna cook that cornbread for about 20 minutes, and then when that cornbread is done, you're gonna take it out. Take it out of the oven, and look, there's no sticking. This will almost fall right out of the pan, you know what I mean? See that? It's shaking. It'll almost fall right out. But I want you to notice the golden, okay? And then on the side, the crispy golden. And so, I put a couple tablespoons of butter and a couple tablespoons of honey. And I'm just gonna dump that. And I do this as soon as it comes out of the oven. I'm just gonna dump that right over top. Like so, you know? Just right over top. and you can spread it out a little bit, you know? Make sure it goes all over. Some people take toothpicks and then they punch holes in the top so it'll seep through, you know? And that's how you make Jimmy's honey butter cornbread. All right? And let's see what we got here. Let's see what it's gonna be like. All right, so we're just gonna cut a little corner here off so you can get an idea of what's going on with this cornbread. So take a look at this cornbread. All right? So the bottom is golden. The sides are just golden nice. They're not dark brown. That's burnt, okay? So, and if you can see the cornbread, it is moist, okay? It's not dry, so. I mean, I did it, okay? It's working. So. Oh, that's really good. So, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for coming out. I got so many more dishes for you to make, for you to learn. So if you like cooking and you're one of those people that feel like, I don't know how to make it, I'm not in the kitchen, well, we're gonna make it and it's gonna be fun, all right? Everybody have a good day and stay tuned for more Who's Cooking with James. And guess what? One of you lucky viewers out there is going to be a special guest on my next show. Stay tuned.